welcome to Spirit Altero, or welcome back. My name is Lucy. So, this is the daily reading for Tuesday, August 18th. I want to call this reading Breaking Free with Grace, right? Transforming with Grace. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet, but this is beautiful energy. It is uncomfortable, though. As always, my readings are for the collective. It's the most potent energy of the day, but it also lasts more than a day. It's just at its, it's very heightened on this day. So we have the card of completion coming through here. The snake eating its tail. Something has come full circle. Something has reached its end, its completion. Now, when it comes to like a harvest or something like that, like say you've planted seeds, you've watered them, you've nurtured them, you've seen them grow, they're ready to be picked, right? They're ripe, they're ready to be pulled off the plant. And ready to be gobbled up and eaten, right? With humans, with life, this is like saying that you've reaped all that you can from something. Like you've basically the culmination of all you're going to get from whatever this is. We've also got ghost lands. I feel like you realize the moment that you're in this in between, like you can look back at the past, you can learn from it. You can think and daydream about the future, but you have to be in this present moment, right? And when you're at that like completion point of something, it's a little bit scary because you don't know what the future holds. And then you can get stuck in the looking back at the past and learning from it and, reliving things. We've also got Break Free coming through here. And I found it really interesting because we have the snake eating its tail, we have the butterfly here, and I'm just thinking of the transformation of the butterfly, going from the caterpillar to a butterfly, and how uncomfortable that must be for a caterpillar to go into that cocoon and transform into a completely new creature. Like butterflies and caterpillars, if we didn't know that a caterpillar I can't even say the word caterpillar, turned into a butterfly, like you would never connect those creatures, right? Like if we didn't know already. I feel like you are transforming into something that people will not recognize. Maybe you won't recognize. It says you're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary. If you're going to share your true self with others, be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. So, through this, like I said, I feel like there's just so much beautiful, graceful energy coming from you. And if there's any troubles, any worries, I feel like it's coming from outside. Like, I don't feel like the call is coming from inside the house. I feel like it's someone outside of you. If there's any problems with this, we've got a new opportunity will lead you to greatness. Some of you're having a spiritual awakening. Now we can have, multiple spiritual awakenings in our lifetime. And I talked about, you know, looking back on the past and learning. And, if you're not growing, if you're not, even if you're a teacher, you're still a lifelong student. And if you're not growing, if you're not learning, you become stagnant. And stagnancy, you know, grows bacteria and it's gross, and you don't want to be gross, right? You don't want to be that person that stops growing and stops learning because you'll start to stink and nobody will want to be around you. Sorry. But yeah, I feel like there's a new opportunity here, a new beginning. Like with every ending comes a new beginning, right? Um, and there's this beautiful opportunity here, and it says it will lead you to greatness. So, like I said, with like thinking about the future and like looking back at the past, and like reliving moments from the past, I feel like your future holds greater things than your past ever has. Honestly, we've got the white swan coming through here, and swans are so graceful, right? Like they have those big long necks, and oh, they're gorgeous. The power of divine grace is within you. You know, sometimes I read these cards. I think I'm going to do that today. I didn't read it when I pulled it, but sometimes they hold like a lot more wisdom in the book. You know what I mean? see. Okay, finally found it. Swans are mighty in size and power, yet soft with their effortless glide and motion. The swan has long been a symbol of beauty, grace, fidelity, and partnership. The symbolism is enhanced by the color white, the color of healing, purity, and angelics. Swan is also a symbol of transformation. Many folk tales use swan to illustrate the shift from the duckling or child self into the fullness of maturity. I feel like that's very important. Goddesses have also chosen swan as their mount, like the divine goddess Saraswati, who unites with the healing element of water in her quest for wisdom, knowledge, and the arts. This white swan brings the message that that the power of divine grace is indeed with you and within you. Your connection to source is powerful and healing and potent and potential, and the healing potential is connected with your collected merits in the form of grace. Now is the time to embrace these divine gifts where you most need support. That healing may be in the form of a blessing over a current situation or transformation occurring in your life. What have we been talking about? A transformation going on in your life. Know that the divine messengers are assisting you now. You have the power through your own grace to move through any situation or challenge you are facing in a smooth and harmonious way. So the energies are of grace, beauty, fidelity, transformation. Season is summer. We're coming to the end of summer in the northern hemispheres. Color white brings purity and healing. The affirmation, if you want to say this, I now accept the gift of divine grace and choose to honor the power and healing light within. That felt good in my sacral. That's interesting. That felt really good. So also in the tarot, so I pulled the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So what's interesting is the Eight of Swords, usually I would say that is self-imposed restrictions. But what I'm really getting, like there's these crows all around her in the mirror and she feels all tied up. I feel like the situation that you're in, it could be people, it could be, things outside of you. But I think you're realizing with the Seven of Wands, things can only affect you if you allow them to. People can only affect you if you allow them to. Because if you're sitting in this Seven of Wands energy and her solar plexus is all lit up, she's completely in her personal power. Nothing can get to you. Like you are, it's funny, it came through in another daily reading. And I feel like this is a continuation of yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday's reading, you're coming into your power, your authenticity, and there's no shame in that, right? Some of you are, this is just like one thing that's coming through. Like, say you're an introvert and you live in a place like America, the United States. You're shamed for being an introvert, basically. What? You don't go out and, like hang out with your friends on the weekend and party, and you don't want to be in loud crowds. You don't want to like do this or that. You want to sit home and crochet or meditate or whatever it is that you do. Like, what are you doing being lazy at home? Like, people think you're just sitting at home doing nothing when you have hobbies. I don't know why this is coming through so strongly now. Like someone who has hobbies and they have interests and they're personal things. They don't have, maybe you have groups that you associate with, but maybe, like those are things that you work on, like on a daily or a weekly basis on your own. And it's like almost being pestered or like questioned. Because then we have this beautiful combination of the Empress and the High Priestess. Now, this is the two sides of divine feminine energy, the High Priestess and the Empress. This is the worldly divine feminine, and this is the spiritual divine feminine. Now, this is inner grace. This is your connection to your divine, knowing who you are, like having peace within. There's a secretiveness to the High Priestess divine feminine energy. There's a wall that no one can get behind. There's a strength, an inner strength that nobody can touch, right? And it's makes you compelling. People want to know what you're doing behind the scenes, or they may be like drawn to your energy in a way where like you need that downtime, you need that personal time, and they, like I said, people are drawn to your light, and you're learning to set those boundaries and keep certain things to yourself for yourself. Now, this divine feminine is fertility, abundance, like I talked about with the, like the completion card and the harvest. Like this is a card of harvest, and you've got the world here. There's that representation of, the circle again with her belly. And I feel it, and it's even got like that ring of white, like lights around the earth. This reading is for some special people. The moon is being highlighted here as well, because Cancer is the sign of the mother. The moon is exalted in Cancer. It's a very loving, nurturing energy. It's just like, I mean, it's gorgeous. This is the energy you're stepping into, whether you're a man or a woman. This is this is not man and woman. This is divine feminine energy. It's allowing. It is, like things are drawn towards you rather than you having to go after it. Not to say you don't have to take action. You need to have balance between your feminine and masculine, but this is like divine feminine at its peak. And this is what you're transforming into if you can set those boundaries. And I do want to say this is not just setting boundaries with other people. And it doesn't have to be nasty. It doesn't have to be like, you know, stop texting me all the time. Like, I need time to myself. Like, you can put that in a nicer manner, right? Without giving everything away that you're doing. There's just this like setting boundaries with yourself too, right? Distractions, setting boundaries on distractions. So that could be your phone, the television, having balance, like a work life balance. That could be, working on meditation because your mind is a busybody, right? The computer up here there's no stopping it because they don't have to sleep, right? We do. So that is what I have for you guys. Sending you lots of love, wishing y'all the best. If you want to hit the like button, it helps this reading get out to those who need to hear it, and it helps me keep making these readings on YouTube. If you want to subscribe for more daily readings, that would be great. I would love to have you back. All right, bye guys.